Overwatch 2 just got added to Steam. And look at those reviews, oh my god, overwhelmingly.
It's 2016. Everybody's talking about Overwatch. Almost everyone's playing Overwatch. The hype is unmatched, and this game is just getting bigger. Reviews are all unanimously amazing, 7 million plus unique players in just a week. Fans are getting the best content, new characters and seasonal events, a massive competitive scene, over $500 million in sales and revenue. Overwatch landed a lot of game awards, and obviously the most prestigious game of the year that every game hopes to achieve. Everything was going so fast, and it seemed like Overwatch could only get better from here. Until, from being one of the most popular and most hyped shooter games, I still can't get over the fact how Blizzard's series of bad decisions brought the epic fall of Overwatch. Well, to be fair, this game is made by Blizzard, not the current mess of Blizzard that we know today. I'm talking about the old Blizzard, where every game they put out instantly sold like hotcakes for the right reasons. Diablo, World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, StarCraft, those were the days when Blizzard was the king, so it was no surprise that Overwatch already had a large audience before it even released. Back then, Team Fortress 2 was the most popular FPS game dominating the community, and Blizzard gave us players their own version of Team Fortress 2 with Overwatch. However, Overwatch brought something more of what Team Fortress had to offer, making it stand out and defying people's criticisms of the game being just a copycat of Team Fortress. Overwatch was vibrant and more colorful. It also offered more characters with a unique set of abilities and personalities that many players experimented with varying playstyles. Overwatch played familiar to the fans of the Team Fortress genre, but also delivered a fresh take that we haven't seen before in gaming. If you have to ask me, if you strip Overwatch down to its core, it is undeniably a fun game with fun mechanics. When Overwatch first came out, every player was having fun. I remember playing it early with my friends and instantly chose Mei as my main pick. Mei was my favorite character after watching all of the Overwatch animated shorts, and she's honestly the most recognizable character even for non-Overwatch players. Every character we played was unique, and it was such a treat experimenting with different playstyles with different characters. Overwatch was an easily enjoyable game for new players to get into, and this is very important for a new game to be successful. With that being said, 2016 to 2018 were truly the best years for Overwatch fans, until Brigitte was added to the roster of Overwatch characters. To keep this short, Brigitte was a support character that was way overpowered, making it annoying to play with, and Blizzard went on for many updates before finally fixing Brigitte as a balanced character. And it didn't stop there. This gave birth to the meta of 3 tanks and 3 healers. This gameplay strategy was called the GOATS lineup, where 3 supports back up the 3 tanks. This fueled more hate in its entire fanbase because it turned the Overwatch competitive scene into dull, boring matches where nothing spontaneous went on. This massive failure of Overwatch's battle design surely contributed badly to the decline of the game's popularity. Add to that, Blizzard seemingly providing less and less content, and slowly multiple famous creators moved from Overwatch to Fortnite. The final nail to the coffin, between a broken game, a diminishing player base, and controversies that just wouldn't stop, Blizzard announced Overwatch 2 live on BlizzCon 2019. Talk about right timing. If you wanted to give players a better reason to leave your game, announcing Overwatch 2 finally sealed that deal. When Blizzard finally revealed Overwatch 2's first trailer, it was received with mixed reactions. Half of it was obviously bad, since this just confirmed that Blizzard was set on shelving Overwatch 1 to eat dust. Half of it was hoping that maybe it was a good thing, and I was one of them. I was hoping back then that maybe in the future I could make a video on how Blizzard redeemed themselves with Overwatch, or maybe how Overwatch 2 reclaimed its status as the top game from being a failure. But for you all watching right now, that sadly isn't the case. As a player since the peak days of Overwatch 1, I'll have to say that Overwatch 2 is honestly an improvement to the disaster the first one was. Even now, it still has an active dedicated player base. Battle passes and in-game store prices for skins, battle passes, and accessories are also not that atrocious. I know some of you guys will disagree with me on this one, but with the current state of monetization of other games out there, Overwatch is one of the good ones when it comes to monetization. Well, at least for a long while, Overwatch 1 achieved immense hype and popularity. The terrible decisions made around the game made it lose all its relevancy and interest until it finally faded into obscurity. We could all say that history repeats itself, because sadly with Overwatch 2, it didn't even have the chance to gain its footing and just became another game barely trying to survive. However, the hype around Overwatch just didn't exist anymore. The massive rise of other games like Fortnite and Valorant was up to claim claim the top spot, while Blizzard was fumbling with Overwatch with every step they made. One of the things that made me fall in love with Overwatch is its characters and the lore behind the game. Its breathtaking cinematics made with great animation quality and unique character introductions are unlike other games. And seeing the story mode announced during its reveal made me excited and hoped that maybe we were finally getting the needed upgrade to the whole Overwatch experience. I mean, for some players, the reason they were finally okay with Overwatch 1 hitting the shelves was that they were promised a new story mode as compensation. Fast forward to October 4th, 2022, 3 years after the PvE mode announcement, Overwatch 2 was finally available to play as early access. But once again, Blizzard didn't deliver, and the promised PvE story mode wasn't happening. If there's one thing that Blizzard keeps doing right, it's disappointing its own player base. Where's the story mode they showed and promised us in the trailer? The little trust that we fans had left for Blizzard was at that point down in the drain. Blizzard couldn't catch a break. The disastrous launch of Overwatch 2 sent a lot of fans to rage, and things just turned even worse for Blizzard. Even worse, they eventually shut down the Overwatch League. Overwatch League was one of the biggest and most ambitious esports events in the world. I'm not saying that it was Overwatch 2 that caused the league to shut down, but I can think of many reasons why it played a huge part in it. One is the major overhaul of Overwatch 1's 6v6 to Overwatch 2's 5v5 gameplay. Most fans are still biased towards the 6v6 team dynamic, and they were just not interested in watching the Overwatch League anymore. And that's the second. Fans, including popular Twitch streamers and YouTubers, were so enraged about how Blizzard didn't deliver on their PvE mode promise and just didn't bother to watch the league anymore. It was like a boycott in a sense, but for me, Blizzard absolutely deserved it. All the fans were hyped and excited about the PvE mode, and I could just imagine the despair in their eyes after finding out the PvE mode was scrapped. Scrapped after 3 years of waiting and just a few months before Overwatch 2's release. What's actually funny is that the Blizzard went through with releasing the multiplayer PvE mode back in August 2023. Better late than never, right? So late that fans just did not care at that point. And you know what's even funnier? You can't even play it for free. You have to shell out $15 for the Invasion bundle to get access to the story missions. And I'm not done yet. Just a week ago, Blizzard canceled all upcoming PvE content in Overwatch 2. Yeah, you can still play the old PvE missions, but for sure no new ones are coming in for this game ever. Here's the exact quote. Overwatch 2 developers were informed that the company doesn't plan to finish the remaining planned PvE content and will instead double down on competitive player versus player gameplay. I still have not even played the missions yet because I refuse to pay real money for them, and I know a lot of Overwatch fans also agree with me here. I am never, ever giving Blizzard a dime after all the disappointments they gave not just to me, but also to all the fans who were really willing to support this game if they delivered on their promises and also gave us fans what we actually wanted for the game to do good. I really don't want Overwatch to fail. I mean, as gamers, we don't want any game to fail, right? Even if Overwatch is not sitting at the top right now, I do hope that it can continue to survive so we can still play the game for more years to come, because at and during its best, Overwatch is probably the best multiplayer game I have ever played. It has the perfect blend of character design and gameplay, and it gives you the best feeling, especially when you're playing with people who have flawless teamwork and synergy. But knowing Blizzard, I wouldn't even be surprised if they axe this game in the near future. It's such a shame how Overwatch has fallen.